Okay, so if you have been under a rock, you may not have heard of the Danish Deception. It is a viral TikTok that was meant to be a viral TikTok, which I find fascinating, first of all. Okay, so I spent, maybe last week, I spent too many hours watching all 25 videos because at the beginning, Onyeka, who is the narrator, promised it would be Risa Tisa. I'm going to be honest, loved Risa Tisa. I also want my time back from Onyeka. I will say this. So, if everybody and their brother has a take on it, it is not as sympathetic as the take that people had on Risa Tisa. Risa Tisa, her story was fascinating. I mean, I actually just was like on Instagram and saw that she had just done a photo shoot for a book cover. And anytime I see something happen for her, I just want to clap my hands and, like, I don't know, sprinkle dust on her because it is all so well deserved. And it's so great that something bad turned into something so great and something so good for her. So good on her. Onyeka, on the other hand, I don't know. So there, she has felt piled on by a lot of women, a lot of Black women who feel like she did not do due diligence on the guy that she was seeing, mainly because he was white and or European. Um, and that well, I'm not going to get into whether or not I believe it's true. I think there's a certain truth to that. I'm not saying that she was a victim, but it's very, like, Risa Tisa did not like benefit at all from what was happening to her with, like, the fake BMW and the fake house buying and the fake accounts and the guy moving in who was clearly like homeless and not working at the job that he said he was working and all of that. And Onyeka, despite the fact that this boyfriend and then secret husband was also scamming, it's like she would give him like $3,000 and then they would take a trip and she'd be like, he paid for everything. And I'm like, girl, I think you paid for everything. But I will only say this. I don't think, and I'm not like putting myself above anybody, I don't think I could be so easily scammed. And this reminds me, so like post divorce, I dated this guy for a few months. And at some point, he's like, there's a great place at some farmer's market, not near my house. So I don't know, like some other farmer's market I'm unfamiliar with, that has great scones. And you said you like scones. So I'm going to go get scones. And I was like, great, love a scone. He was like, but I don't have any cash. And in LA, and this is changing so quickly as it's changing everywhere. Originally, when I went to the farmer's market, like every weekend, you had to like go to the bank, get your cash, and then take it to the farmer's market to buy your food and stuff. And only like people who charged a lot or you pre-ordered or they knew you would take a card, but otherwise you were like, you had to have your cash. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna get these scones. And I was like, great. I don't have to like go out. I'm always happy to not have to like go out and like do the whole farmer's market like hustle. And he's like, but I don't have any cash. Can you give me 20 bucks? I was like, okay, this is back when I carried cash. Right now I don't carry cash much anymore. So I gave him 20 bucks. So he goes and gets the scones. By the way, the scones were not good. They were hard. They were hard and dry, and they were not good. Okay, they did not know a good scone. But whatever. The scones were not good. So he came back with the scones, the hard, dry scones. He did not offer change. I didn't ask for the change. I was just gonna see what happens. I was like, oh, how much were the scones? Because in my head, I'm like, oh my god, what kind of scones are these that they cost $20? This is before the inflationary spiral, people. So in my head, the scones shouldn't have cost 20 bucks for like 4 or 5 scones. And he was like, oh, it was $6. And I was like, okay, so there's $14 missing. Maybe he paid for parking. So maybe, like, whatever. But where's my money? And he never offered the money back. And I'm still a little salty about the $14. But I realized then it was a brick of things that was untrustworthy. That was actually the least of the problems. But I realized then, I was like, oh, you can't be trusted with money, which actually turned out to be really, really true, of other people in this life. But I was like, oh, you can't be trusted with money. So I dipped out. I was like, peace out over $14. $3,000, $6,000, $20,000, $200,000, we would never have gotten that far because honestly, I'm still mad over the 14.